My sister called my wife a devil and was brainwashing our family members to hate her too, just because she isn't a traditional woman. So I put her in her place. My sister Betty believes that women are meant to stay home with the children while the men are meant to provide for the household. Each time we see Betty, she'll manage to slip a comment about my wife's outfit, since she tends to dress very feminine and is always dolled up. She'd make a comment on how ladylike it is or how slutty it looks. My wife would roll her eyes and laugh it off. I don't think the comments bother her, but I try to tell Betty to mind her own business. Then Betty invited us for dinner to celebrate her pregnancy. On the invitation, she stated that the dress code was formal. She didn't mention a certain color or style of clothing, only that you had to dress formally. So my wife wore a dark green suit that fit her very well, and 100% fit the dress code. But when Betty opened the door and saw my wife's outfit, the look of disgust was apparent on her face. She condescendingly asked, "Are you wearing that?" My wife smiled and said yes. Throughout the night, Betty was pointing and laughing at my wife, and would whisper something in someone's ear while looking directly at her, or make a face whenever she walked by. At one point, Betty joked about my wife wearing the pants in the marriage, leaving me to wear all the pink frilly dresses. As distasteful as those jokes were, my wife asked me to not make a big deal. This was hard after what Betty did after we had all eaten. She stood up to make a toast, and at first, her speech started well. However, near the end she said, "It's going to be hard raising my daughter in a world where women want to act and dress like men." It was obvious she was talking about my wife and even made direct eye contact with her. She continued, "The devil often hides in the people that are closest to us, and if you can spot him, don't let him in your house." I burst out laughing when she said that, and she finally took her eyes off my wife. She looked at me confused and asked why I was laughing. I told her that the only devil here was her, since she was the evilest of us all. I pointed out that she was the only one hating on my wife's outfit and poisoning everyone's mind to believe her twisted and cruel views. She scoffed and told me that wasn't true. I asked, "So it's not true that you went around making fun of my wife all evening? Don't you have anything better to do? I feel bad for your kid because they get you as their mother. I'm sure they'll hate you when they grow up." She started sobbing when I brought up her kids and left the room. My wife told me I shouldn't have said that, but was happy I came to her defense. Our other family members were distraught by what I said, but they don't think I'm in the wrong either. Some even said her comments were distasteful, and she was ruining the mood all night. We went to leave after that because we didn't want to stick around to hear all of the drama. But as we were leaving, I saw Betty, and couldn't help telling her, "You have to control your jealous tongue. It's not healthy for your baby," and left.